Hey everybody, TJ Barker here, along with my partner in crime, Michael Fisher, and this is the first week of Listing Booster Coaching. Call it whatever you want. We've got about 15 different names for it, from 100 agents to 100 days to what else have we come up with? Fish, loan officer acceleration,
Yeah,
agent acceleration.
loan acceleration. I don't know. As long as we don't call it like something like with an animal, tiger, or
Right.
ninja, or any of that kind of stuff, I'm cool. So.
Right, no ninja bullshit going on here. So this is straight up training on how to take the Listing Booster program, which we think is one of the best tools that you can have as a loan officer out there on the market. Leverage this to maximize your realtor contacts database. No matter which way you go with it, you can take this tool, leverage it from someone like me who loves the concept of getting 100 agents in there that you get 3 to 4 deals a year from each agent right there and do a ridiculous amount of loans, to some of the other folks that we've spoken to, Fish, who are all about getting 50 agents in here, having 5 what they call channel accounts, where they can count on 7 to 10 deals per year on those from those 5, and then get another deal to 2 deals a year from the other 45 agents they have in there. No matter which way you slice it, there's a lot of flexibility with this. So we've got our boy Jason on the phone here. Jason is down in Cary, North Carolina, correct?
That is correct, sir.
So we've been working with you a little bit here, just kind of helping you up to speed with Listing Booster. And again, this is kind of our first video here, just kind of an introductory. Jason will talk about a little bit about his story, kind of some of the challenges that he has. We want to go over and do some strategies, as well as assign a little bit of homework here today, which, if you're watching this, means that you're not watching it live. So this is recorded. You are going to have homework at this point. So before we get started with Jay, Fish, you have anything to add here?
I have 2 things to add right off the bat. Number one, TJ and I, we have our Yeti mics. We have better cameras coming. So we may be re-recording this video at some point with better technology. But we want to apologize to you for not having GoPro cameras and all that stuff. And so the file quality is not perfect. I'm sitting next to like better stuff, but I haven't figured out how to hook it up yet. I have. I'm just pretending that I'm too busy. So that's all. I just bear with us for the technology part of it. And I guess let's flip back over to TJ and get going on the implementation and the homework part here. So.
Dude, don't talk shit about my camera, man. I just upgraded this thing. So it took me years to get away from the laptop camera, but I finally have gotten a Logitech HD 1080p camera, and now unfortunately I can see how bald I am on every freaking video we do. So
right here.
All right, so Jay, let's go ahead and start with you, man. Tell us a little bit about kind of who you are, your story is, and why you are taking part of this coaching program. Kind of what you're excited about here.
Okay. Let's see. Long story short is I spent a good 13 years in mortgages until the crash in 2008, and up to that point I had built my business around strictly refi business, and it's probably what led me to not be able to continue working in this industry from that point forward. Took a desk job that I absolutely hated for the next 8 years roughly. And just returned to the mortgage industry about 3 months ago. Realizing that I have to build up that realtor business if I'm going to be sustainable. Obviously rates are phenomenal right now, but you have to have realtor business, or when rates go up a little bit and there isn't refis to do, you're dead in the water. So the one thing that I wasn't able to put my head around really is what kind of value can I bring other than saying the usual things of, oh, we close on time, we've got great rates, and our customer service is fantastic. Other than that, which I'm sure everybody says, maybe crazy to say the opposite of any of that. I wanted something that would set myself apart and actually provide real value to the agents, and they could actually use to build their business.
Got it. So you signed up for Listing Booster because you hear a lot of us talk about Listing Booster is one of the tools that we're really into, and I think one of the most common questions that we come across from folks with Listing Booster are like, great, now I got it. Now what do I do? Now how do I separate myself? Because let's face it, Well, Listing Booster is a kick-ass system. Really super cool. Cool functionality that other systems like this don't necessarily have. But I mean, it's got plenty of competition out there. This is not, it's not the only system out there. Heck, a lot of these real estate agents, their companies already have something like this, a single property website system. Is that correct? Am I kind of reading that correctly, Jay?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I probably I love Listing Booster as well. I'm very impressed with how easy it is to use and the stuff they put together for agents and their properties. But if I hadn't stumbled across you two guys using it already and kind of going above what Listing Booster already provides, I probably wouldn't have signed up, because everybody does have a single property website. Everybody has a mobile website. Everybody has virtual tours. It's the fact that you guys were adding more value on top of it that is what led me to go ahead and sign up for Listing Booster.
Cool. All right, good. So, and then when you and I spoke, when you reached out to us a couple weeks ago, the thing that we really focus on, and I think that most people focus on, and what we're really focusing on in the beginning here, is teaching agents how to leverage the Listing Booster system to generate tons and tons, that's a technical term, of leads here. So one of the other technical terms we use is a crap ton of leads. And we like to do it in a way that's not cost prohibitive. So that's what we spoke about, Jay. And we're going to get into that in a later module, but just kind of give you an overview. What Fish and I, what our philosophy here is taking this really kick-ass system called Listing Booster, leveraging it as a marketing platform to generate what we call high funnel leads in there. Now, Fish, you want to go ahead and kind of explain to everybody what a high funnel lead is?
Yeah, hopefully I have the same definition as you. But a high funnel
will correct you. Don't worry.
I know many of us have heard the concept funnel, and we've seen pictures. I remember going back to 2004, 2005, 2006 with another company. That was flying around the country. I think it was HBM or something like that, showing us these images of the funnel where everyone comes into the funnel, and some people fall out, but at the end you end up with closed buyers. So the high part of the funnel, essentially it's a big V. So you might bring in 100 people, and through various steps, various perhaps phone calls, emails, actions that someone takes, or actions that are automated, you weed out some of the contacts. You might get 100 contacts or 50 contacts. At the end, you find the people that are most likely to work with you and start working with you, and they get qualified and hopefully start shopping for houses. And at some point at the bottom of the funnel, you end up with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 closed deals. So the high part of the funnel is essentially the beginning stage, where you're finding a way to make an offer that will entice somebody to take enough action to reach out. So they're reaching out in the form of giving you hopefully a name, an email at minimum, or a name, email, and phone number. So does that answer the question about a high funnel lead, TJ?
I think it is. I mean, essentially, these leads are leads that you're putting into your quote-unquote sales funnel, which I know is a big fancy term that everyone likes to use these days. But any type of, and this isn't just Listing Booster, but really, for the most part, any type of internet lead is not someone that is going to punch some information in, and as a loan officer, you're closing the deal 30 days later. As a realtor or real estate agent, you're not putting a contract in 5 days afterwards. Sure, there are exceptions, absolutely, but for the most part, an internet lead is just the beginning of the sales process, and these days that sales process takes a long time. So again, conceptually, for us, we said, well, if we have to have this long nurturing period to essentially build up our database and to make ourselves known to these people, make the real estate agents known to these people, that might take 3, 6, 9, 12 months or longer to make a decision, we don't want to be spending $15, $20, $25, $30 per lead. When we go ahead and be able to do this at a price point that is probably the lowest out there. So what we did is we worked with Listing Booster, and we've created this platform with the lead capture functionality, where if you're not using it right now, we'll show you how to in another video. But it is, I don't think we have anything better to use as bait essentially for the real estate agents so far. I mean, my results have been these are the easiest phone calls I've made. Trying to get realtors on board. Fish, have you really put any time or effort into prospecting with the agents at this point using the new functionality?
Prospecting into adding new agents.
Right.
I've added a couple. In fact, what I've been trying to do is add agents that I'm finding through social media and
Right.
I'm seeing that are already out there online making their presence known, because I know that that's going to be perhaps a better target, someone that already has a higher level of understanding, when it comes to marketing online, than somebody who has zero presence, doesn't have a website, is never posting on Facebook or never doing any kind of online advertising. So I'm being fairly intentional on who I'm reaching out to. Certainly added a few folks. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm the same way, and those are some of my favorite agents to target right there. Is the I love seeing an agent who posts their property on Facebook, and then it's fucking crickets, right?
Yeah, two likes, zero shares.
Two likes, and
their husband and their
they're
kid.
one like, and their spouse is the other like, or something like that. And
Yep, their elder, their spouse.
Because those are great people and Jason, Jay, you'll learn as we go through this training. Everybody watch this one through this training is how we can go ahead and take those people, leverage them, and again, build deep relationships as far as the lead gen aspect goes. So I mean, but that's what this is all about. It's about connecting with real estate agents, showing them a way that they can go ahead and generate leads. They can put them to their database, and then showing them how to nurture that database. And by doing that, you're going to go ahead and deepen the relationship. So step one, let's talk about connecting with agents. Jason, Jay, I've called you both. I call you both online. I call you both on the phone. I call you both when we message each other. Do you have a preference right there?
It doesn't matter. Either
Yeah.
one's fine.
All right, it's whatever my highly caffeinated brain comes up with.
Whatever gets out at the moment.
All right, cool. So, there are just so many ways to go ahead and do it. Here, I think the easiest way is to go ahead and connect with someone who does have some type of presence on Facebook, but you're not seeing any type of success, because these are people who are obviously trying to get you involved with social media. They want to be part of the social media. Their agent in charge is telling them how important social media is right now, but they're having zero success with it. Fish, you are the king of social media stalking and messaging. So if you're going to have Jason go ahead and connect with 10 agents this weekend, what do you want to have him do? What are the steps you want to have him go through?
Well, the first thing I would encourage him to do, and I think this is pretty important, is to find as many local groups on Facebook as possible. And you can find groups by going into the search bar at the top of your news feed and see if you can find agents that are showing up in groups. So I'm going to do just a real quick screen share, and we'll see what I can find here. Screen share. Fisher's going to jump. Hopefully I don't have any confidential information for clients on my screen. All right, there we go. There's my email. Let's minimize that. And let's open up a Facebook tab. And we're going to I'm literally going to see if I can find some groups that I'm not in. Of course, I got to use the Edge instead of the... Are you there, Jay?
I'm here.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we're not saying your screen, though.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna jump on Facebook first. I'm gonna get in my. All right, so let's do here. Logged in, online on my page, personal page. Where's my screen share button? Of course, internet slow as could be. Okay. All right, screen share. Okay, we'll move this guy over here. Okay, see it now?
I see it.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to start typing cities. So I live in South Lyon. Well, technically I don't, but I'm going to go to South Lyon, Michigan. I'm going to start just looking for groups here. So right here I see a closed group, South Lyon Swap. I'm going to go here, which I think I'm already a member. I'll make sure I'm a member. All right, cool. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to search for real estate or real estate agents, and I'm just going to see if I can find anything or any questions that are popping up. Nothing there. Realtor. All right. Maybe home for sale. All right, house for sale. Here we go. All right, here's a good place to start. Look at all these houses for sale down here. So there's a couple. So let's go here. We're going to see if I can find this post in this group. South Lyon house for sale. Eric J. Reed. Look at how many likes. 2 likes. Pretty common stuff. All right, is Eric a realtor or is Eric... He doesn't look like a realtor. All right, he just looks like a homeowner. I could ask him how his home is selling. Probably going to skip that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go see if I can find a realtor somewhere. I'm going to go over to perhaps a South Lyon real estate group instead. So we'll see what I can find. South Lyon real estate. All right. So I mean, I know this group. This is one I'm pretty involved in. Definitely some real estate for sale here. So let's scroll down. Let's see if we can find some agents that we maybe don't know. All right. I think I know Ken. I think I know these agents already. All right, who is this person? Andy. Don't know who Andy is. Let's see if we can figure out, was Andy a realtor? Sales at Wilson Marine. I don't think he's a realtor. But this is where I'm going to start my search for real estate agents. I'm going to find groups. I'm going to try to get into them. I'm going to look and see who's posting what, perhaps who I know, perhaps who I don't know. Here's one I'm not sure that I know. Of course, if I find realtors that I know, that's even better. But if I don't know a lot, okay, here's one right here. I'm going to add Rosemary. But I'm also going to, we got 17 mutual friends. So I'm okay with randomly requesting her because it looks like she's got a lot of mutual friends that I have. But I'm also going to go down and find Rosemary's post. Look, here's one I dropped in here. Just waiting on the appraisal. That's a lot of fun. All right, so where did Rosemary go? Here she is, right here. Motivated seller, access to, let's ask her if this house, did this house sell yet? Looks like an awesome house. Boom. All right, so we'll see. Rosemary may accept my friend request. She may reply. She might comment. Either way, I just threw something out there. Now, how long did that take me, guys?
30 seconds.
A couple minutes. Yeah. So I'm going to jump around and I'm going to look. I'm going to find as many of these places as I can online, and I'm going to just try to start interacting with people. Just again, look for people that I might have known and forgot. Look for people that are currently active on social media. I'm going to search. Use keywords, real estate. I'm going to use cities. I'm going to essentially do everything possible to put myself in front of realtors that are actually jumping online and moving around online. Those are the agents that are most likely to listen to what I have to say, and those are the agents that are most likely to get a huge benefit about what we're going to teach. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
go ahead.
Sum this up real quick. You're going to find your agents that are hold on, Fish. Can you mute yourself? We're getting some feedback.
Sorry.
So you're going to find yourself agents that are already active in social media but not having a whole lot of success. Your favorite place to do that isn't just by watching a Facebook wall, because we all know that on the Facebook wall, or your news feed, I should say, you only see 10% of what's going on out there. So you can be friends with 1,500 people. 500 of them are real estate agents. You're seeing 5 of them. And what they're posting right there. So you're actually going to the local real estate groups, knowing that these agents are quite active in there. Yard sale groups, real estate groups, town groups, whatever the case may be. So Jay, that's a great place to go ahead and find your person. Now, one of the best ways I think is when you find this person, take their post, comment on it, share it, something of that nature, and then just shoot them a quick message. just say, hey, just wanted to let you know, I just shared your listing at 1234 Main Street. You know, that person's one through the law of reciprocity should be like, hey, thanks so much. Jay, then it's very simple for you to come in and, you know, we'll come up with a better word track than just pulling this off the fly and just say, you know, I'm a loan officer, a local loan officer. I specialize in lead generation for properties with the agents I work with. You know, I can kind of show you what I do to generate 75 to 100 leads on every property that they post on Facebook. What do you think they're going to say to that?
I would like to think that they'll say yes.
I'd like to think. Some of them are complete assholes, so they'll say, no, I'm good. I'm good. Kind of off topic, we had a guy who was part of our kind of our beta test group of this whole thing, who he showed us a message he got from an agent. He said, sent to the agent, he's like, hey, how's business going this summer? And she said, well, based on my tan, not that well. His response was, you know, or we said, look at all these leads we're generating for folks. And she was like, nah, they don't look like very good leads to me. That was her response right there. So, again, not every one of these people is a salesperson, is very smart at what they're doing, just like in the loan officer field. So that's a great way. Very simple to do. You spend 15, 20 minutes a day, Fish, you can probably reach out to five agents a day, 10 agents a day, just do something like that.
I like to have a habit of finding a time today and, you know, just essentially prospecting, just like agents talk about prospecting, for agents by going into groups to do group prospecting. I haven't done a ton lately. I've been, you know, pretty busy taking applications, but there was a time, maybe a year and a half ago, where I was constantly trying to reach out, just trying to friend them. I wasn't quite inboxing them as quickly as you mentioned, TJ, with, you know, hey, I can help you. I was more trying to friend them and then continue to interact with them by posting things on my wall that talked about how I was helping agents sell their properties or, you know, generate more leads. So I would post on my personal page about how I was helping other agents, and I would perhaps tag some other agents that I was helping. So I was constantly talking about helping agents and friending lots of agents, but I wasn't actually messaging those agents a whole lot. And I found that agents started inboxing me and asking me questions and asking to meet with me when they were ready to reach out. Because they said, hey, it looks like I've seen you around. It looks like you're helping agents with social media. I see you talking about it all the time. And that's correct. So the first thing that I did was build an audience of agents that I thought were like-minded that were going to be hanging out on social media. The second thing I did was put a consistent message over and over that I liked social media, that I was good at social media, that I was helping other agents in social media, that I had some success stories on social media. And in return, instead of me having to reach out and not quite cold call, but inbox message, people started reaching out to me. And they were, you know, in that case, a hot lead, a hot business-to-business relationship with somebody who wants to meet with me, that says, I need to meet with you soon. I mean, it's like, okay, let me open my calendar. I'll call you in 10 minutes. So that that time prospecting and adding people to your circle, the one piece I would add is don't automatically expect every person you talk to say yes and want to work with you. Just pick a goal of, well, if I add 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people a week that are following me, and I'm trying to help 2 or 3 people a week at a higher level, at some point I'm going to have 100 people that are following me, just like we talked about the name of the course, 100 agents in 90 days. Next thing you know, you become more popular, you're succeeding, you're showing them how you're succeeding, you're showing how other agents are succeeding. They start to gravitate towards you. Like-minded gravitates towards like-minded because you're consistent with your message. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I think actually you do both. I think Fish's way is a much stronger, much more organic way to do it. It will build longer relationships. It brands you as the expert. When people are calling you or raising their hand saying, hey, I want to get information from you, that person's already bought into your message. You don't have to sell them at that point. They've sold themselves.
Right.
But it is, like Fish said, it takes a little bit longer. You're not going to go ahead and all of a sudden have 20 agent meetings this week because you friend some of them on Facebook and post, hey, I'm doing a great job. My challenge to you would be do both. You know, do both. If you share someone's message or share someone's post, get in there, shoot them a quick message, be like, hey, I just sent this over to you. One of the cool little things about Facebook is when you're messaging somebody, Facebook's algorithm is going to read that, Jay, and they're going to make sure that your stuff is popping up when they're hopping on Facebook, pulling up their phone. You guys are messaging each other. Your stuff's going to pop up on there. It's going to kind of give you a little bit of priority.
Okay.
Yep. So I said, even if you're just taking Fish's approach, if you're messaging them saying, hey, I just shared your property. It looks really good. Good luck with that. You know, not asking them for the business, not asking them for a sit down or a cup of coffee or talk about what you do. That's going to give you a little bit of an advantage of making sure your face is in front of them, that your message is getting in front of them. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's probably the best way to go ahead and gain, but it's certainly long term. So then we've been on here for a while, so we want to kind of speed this up here. So option number 2, and everyone and Jay, obviously, we're going to put this down in the show notes in the course. When you log into the course, we'll have links to this. Another really cool tool you can utilize is a system called Slide Broadcast. Are you familiar with that, Jay?
I am.
All right, cool. So for those of you who are not familiar with that, SlideDial it's an app where you can or service where you can call someone's mobile phone and you go right into their voicemail. So it doesn't ring, doesn't show up on caller ID, goes straight to the voicemail. So now they have a service called Slide Broadcast where you can do that on a mass level. So a good friend of ours down in South Carolina uses this strategy very successfully. And Fish, correct me if I'm wrong, but he loads up about 100 numbers in his Slide Broadcast, and every week he sends a message out, just basically saying, "Hey, this is name protected at this point, with XYZ Lending. I'm just having a lot of success with social media marketing and lead generation in your area. I'd love to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you. I've heard great things about you and your team. If you can give me a call, if you're interested, give me a call. Here's my number." And he's getting 2, 3, 4 callbacks and 1 or 2 sit-downs a week. Just by doing that.
I just saw him in Nashville about a couple weeks ago, and he showed me some of his scripts, and just preloading the SlideDial, and then custom recording, changing the message up a little bit from week to week. I think he did mention that he had so many contacts in a couple of his campaigns that he actually needed a little bit of help working his contacts. He needed some folks that were a little bit more of a go-getter to help him in certain cities, and I guess maybe teased a little bit on what he was doing. He didn't leave it in the voicemail, but yeah, just changed up the message from week to week. Called every 10 days or so, and just dropped enough local names that he had, I believe, kind of prospected up front as he built the list to make sure it was people he would actually want to work with. But that's exactly what he did. Yep. Yeah,
sorry, right there. Got myself on mute right there. I was just looking at Slide Broadcast. It's I think $100 a month for 2,500 messages.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you have Christ, you're not going to leave that many messages right there. You can also do a pay-as-you-go feature. So I think it was. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Pay-as-you-go, 100 deliveries for $10. So you put 100 numbers in there once a week, $10, so $40 a month. Leave a message once a week for people. So another non-cold calling way to go ahead and prospect agents. Make sense, Jay?
Yeah, actually, I've used Slide Broadcast. I was smiling and dialing after you and I talked one day.
Right.
And I was running out of time in my day, and there were more people on my list, and so I set up Slide Broadcast, and I didn't take the time to actually go through and make sure that those were cell phone numbers that I had, which I will definitely do going forward. So I just sent out this message. I think out of the 20 messages that went out, 10 of them actually reached anybody or got left in their voicemails. I had 3 callbacks, had a meeting with one of the agents, and signed them up for Listing Booster that day.
Boom. Success story right there without even being coached.
It
awesome.
Almost makes me sad that I went back to making calls myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now,
So,
I got
and
one
on
thing
that,
to that, TJ, if you guys don't mind, because I know some of the loan officers that are joining us and using Listing Booster are going to say, hey, I don't need to cold prospect. I've already got a lot of contacts. What I think I need to do is do a better job with the contacts I have, and perhaps get more deals out of them, or just kind of increase the number of referrals because I know they got the referrals to give. So the other thing that you can do that I currently do right now, in fact I've got one that I've got to do before I go to the office, my Friday routine, is again, as you work with folks, as you meet them, as you have transactions going on buyer seller side, adding your agent's emails and phone numbers into a database that does some kind of auto emailing or auto texting for you. I've converted a lot of my stuff over into auto text. I used to use a system called Touchpoints, and I'm using a system called Big Purple Dot right now. But again, they're just systems. There's a bunch of them out there. LionDesk. I'm not going to endorse any one system on this call, but there's all kinds of auto text systems. Essentially, put your contacts into a system, create a group that's just for real estate agents, and you can create a custom, a video, make a YouTube video, which is what I've been doing, or you can just type up a message and just text those folks, essentially every Friday, So, for example, a good message this week would be, folks, I got some great news. I know many of you have heard me talk about Listing Booster. Listing Booster has some new features that will enable you to not only put your property in front of the best and most likely buyers in the area, but also capture their email information when you find out that they're interested about this property. This feature is brand new. I'd like to share a few more details with you. Feel free to text me or email me after the holiday. Have a great weekend. So I can either, I can just jump on, record a quick YouTube video, stick that in my auto text that out to my list right now, which is over 100 agents deep. They're all going to see that text. I'm going to try to make it, friendly, perhaps, again, show my face, talk a little bit about what I'm excited about, maybe talk a little bit about the weekend, drop a tiny bit of business, talk about Listing Booster, bam, click a button, send the text. Now I've just put my message out to people that already know and like me, but I've also, included the idea that, hey, I've got this new marketing that I'm doing, and some of you may want to hit me up and learn more about that. Does that make sense, TJ?
100%, and we'll put a script on that down below for everyone to access that. So, all right, so far we have obviously Facebook groups, kind of Facebook stalking, message out to realtors that are like-minded. 2, slide broadcast. 3, a text to video. Absolutely text, don't email, because email open rates are atrocious, or text open rates are something like, what, 95%, something ridiculous like that right there. I can't wait for the day that there's some service that you can actually text the video and it kind of runs automatically type thing, versus like a link to a YouTube video or something of that nature. And one day we'll get there. So finally, the 4th one, and Jay, you mentioned this earlier, the good old-fashioned cold call. None of us like to do it, but frankly, some of the most successful loan officers that Fisher and I know, people much more successful than us, that's what they build their business on. They've built their business on, they continue to build their business on to this day. So, if you want to go down that route, I would say go to, if you can get a production report. Sometimes you can find them. Sometimes it's like trying to get the frickin' nuclear codes for people. If you can get a production report of agents who have a ton of business on the listing side of things, I think the report that I've gotten has got their names, email address, their total listing business every year, cell phone number, office number, etc. What I've would suggest doing is get something like that if you can. Upload it into a service like PhoneBurner, RE PhoneBurner. It's an awesome service. I think it's $50 a month for limited minutes, or 100 and some for unlimited minutes. Again, as Fish has said, we don't affiliate or we don't endorse these things, but these are products that we actually have used in the past. And just make the phone calls. Or I go to like homes.com and take a look at agents who have 5 to 7 plus listings right there. Just put them on a list and just cold call them. Just straight up cold call them. Just say who you are and what you do and why you do it. And then if you're doing that, a little strategy I always like to say is focus on the no's, right? So how many no's does it take you to get a yes? If it takes you 9 no's to get 1 yes, then instead of getting all depressed and pissed off that you've been told no 7 times, get excited because like, hey, I've gotten 7 no's. I only need 2 more no's. Let me get my 2 more no's out of the way so I can get a yes. And then once you have that, once you have the meeting, well, that'll be what we talk about next week. So 4 distinct strategies: Facebook, slide broadcast, text to video, kind of the same strategy, and cold call right there to get the agents, to just get the appointment with the agents. Again, we'll have various scripts for you below. Listing Booster's got some really cool stuff to talk about as well, but I think to me, what's always been most successful for me, and Fish and I are a little different. Fish is all about kind of, and let's face it, he's also better at this than I am, but we have different personalities. Jason, you're more like me. You're from the Mid-Atlantic. We're pretty direct here, but I'd rather someone tell me to pound sand, and I can cut them off and take them off my list and never have to bother with them again. I like to get in there and just, if I'm calling someone, say, hey, look, my name is TJ Barker. I'm a local loan officer. I have a ton of success with lead generation and social media utilizing properties. I see you've got consistently 5 to 7 listings at any one time. I'd love to sit down and talk with you, show you what we can do. Is that fair? I end everything with, is that fair? I'd say 50%, 60% of the time, I'll at least get deeper into the conversation. Not everyone's telling me to go away, hang up on me, which I think is what most loan officers fear when they're making that call. They're like, oh my God, the almighty realtor is going to tell me no. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about people who get paid 3% for turning the fucking key. All right? They turn the key, they open the door, they say, what do you think about this fucking house? You are people who, if you're at this point, you're going to know more about marketing, social media marketing, lead generation, sales funnels, follow-ups over the next 90 days. You'll know more than 97% of the realtors that you're interacting with. You got that, Jay? You're going to be smarter than 97% of those fuckers out there.
That's it?
That's it. Because 30% are pretty damn good. But you'll be able to walk in there. You'll be able to have so much confidence in yourself with every phone call, with every meeting, that these guys are going to want to interact with you. They're going to want to meet with you. And then when you put the limit up because you're like, hey, I'm done, they're going to be pissed off. So you got to be confident in what you're doing. That's what you want to learn over this course right here. You want to learn how to nurture leads. You want to generate leads, nurture leads, turn those leads into actual closings. Now turn these relationships into profitable relationships that'll last you for a long time. So homework is pick 2 strategies that you want to work with. Fish, you and I are in the same book, man. Same boat here. We got to pick 2 strategies that we're not comfortable with at this point, which means I don't have to get into some freaking groups and interact with people, but because you know how much I hate that. But we got to do it. So, and let's 10 good conversations by this time next week. 10 good conversations. Not saying let's get them signed up. 10 good conversations, but if you're a fucking closer, you want to have them signed up. So, all right, Fish. As you can tell, the caffeine started because the F-bombs have kicked in here. Anything to add right now, my friend?
I think that's it, man. The last thing I'll finish the call with is, some of my friends that have sat next to me in the past, they've called me slippery fish, and I'm okay with that because, I think you need to have a little bit of coolness about you, and you need to be able to think on your feet, and that's just the way the world works when you're a salesman. And I think you can pick any one of those strategies and you can win. You can pick any one of those strategies and you can fail. It's simple. You put the energy in, you take the action. One of my friends always calls it imperfect action. And I think no matter which strategy you pick, if you pick it and you do it, then I think you're going to win. If you lie to yourself that you did it and you didn't do it, then that's on you. So that's what I want to end the call with, is that taking action and finding your style. My style, slippery fish, cool. Doesn't mean I'm trying to tell anybody something that doesn't benefit them in their heart or give anybody a dishonest deal. It just means that sometimes people don't even know what's good for them. They have to get out of their own way to make a decision, and I like to help them make that decision. So, cool, boys.
Good stuff. All right, Jay, you get to wrap it up, my friend. Questions, comments, threatening gestures.
Questions,
Have
comments,
fun.
suggestions? No, I think I'm good. I got 4 great strategies. They were probably half-assed implemented before, so now they'll be fully assed implemented now. And is there any side action on this, on the number of good conversations or
Well,
placing
yeah.
bets?
I mean, dude. I mean, if you can get people signed up and you can pull pre-qualifications and start generating leads, hell yeah. I
I
mean,
just meant amongst us. We placing bets here on
yeah, placing bets.
results by next Friday.
No.
I've got another week till football starts.
No. Come on, dude. I'm married with 3 children, technically 4 children. One's a child support payment. So I can't take a risk like that, because have you ever looked at what the child support would be for 3 children? If my wife catches me betting again, that's what I'm going to be paying out. So no side action here. So, all right, gentlemen. On that note, good call. Let's reconvene next week. And Jay, if you need us, you know how to reach us. And anybody who's watching this, if you need us, just hit us up on the Facebook Messenger. Let us know what questions you have. Fish and I will always get back to you, but we're extremely busy ourselves, and this is not our primary business. We are primarily loan officers, so we may not get back to you within 10 minutes.
Can I add one thing, TJ? Best way to get a hold of us, tag us in the group. Tag us in the group that we created for this, that we've added you to. Ask a question, tag us. Perhaps one of the other group members will be able to answer. But TJ and I will definitely go back and see that. We'll probably see that before we see an email. And we'll perhaps respond to that a little bit better than like a message or a phone call or something like that, because we know that when we see something in a group that you're basically saying, hey, when you get a chance, not like the message or the phone call or text. Like I get in the mode of like I got to answer all that stuff right away. And it gives me anxiety. But
Yeah. Don't email me if you want something to be responded to, because I'm horrible.
You never read my emails ever. They don't even. I put receipts on them. They never get open.
All right, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. I will talk to you next week.
Hey guys, have a good weekend.
Thanks, man.